What's happening? Derek would make that make sense. We got to get into it today because we got a couple young men that are no longer with us, and it doesn't make any sense for them not to be with us. And I think as humans and as people, as U.S. citizens, we have run amok. We have gone way, way, way too far with not viewing other humans as human, with lying on people, getting them in trouble. We just went way too far. We've lost our minds. So that's why the title of this is it murder or is it suicide? We got two young men here we're going to show you today. There's no reason for them to be gone. There's no reason for them to be gone. Neither one of them did anything to warrant their death. And now, let's keep it a buck. So, I just remember a couple of weeks ago how everybody was saying words should not lead to your death. It's not right. But is that what they're saying now? In light of the death of these two young men? Let's get right into it. I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna let this gentleman explain it for us. Lunch Table Sports, TikTok. We're gonna go ahead and play this and see what he says.
Earlier this year, all the media was talking about this guy is that he killed somebody in a hit and run. He caused a head-on collision, right? That's what the police said. Passing in a no-passing zone leading to a head-on collision. He was charged with homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. But then we saw the entire accident on footage, right?
From oncoming traffic colliding with the vehicle of Mr. Hall.
And right here we see the crash, right? But the thing is, they said that he passed in a no-passing zone, and that led to a head-on collision. But where possibly is Kyron Lacey's car?
You will see another vehicle come to a stop, and then you'll see.
He is right there, behind the crash. He wasn't even right behind it. He was nowhere near the crash. So how in the world did they link Kyron Lacey to this crash, you might ask? Well, let's listen to the body cam footage of one of the cops talking to a witness.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes, and the brakes, like, you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger, and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger.
Make sure you say that you slammed on the brakes to avoid that charger. The same charger that was 76 yards behind the crash. This entire thing ruined this man's life, caused immeasurable damage to his family. This is absolutely ridiculous, and everyone involved should be held accountable. Sick to my stomach.
So, this is crazy. This young man with a bright future ahead of him, because that's the excuse they use for when these other cats do stuff and they don't want them to be in trouble for it, even though they did something egregious. This young man had a bright future, and he was accused of something he had nothing to do with. This is crazy. And you see the police officer there saying, oh, make sure that you put this in there. Make sure you put this in the report so that we can involve and implicate somebody who didn't have nothing to do with it. Why is a police officer telling you what to put in the report? This don't make no sense. That's not your job. Your job is not to orchestrate the situation. Your job is to find out what happened and make the charges if they're supposed to be made. It's crazy because I see the person who was involved in the crash or whatever, I see their hand. This is a black man. I'm not saying that he maybe had anything to do with it, but I could see where this went to. Like the lie that got told was to try to put this accident on this young man's head. And he was 70-something yards away. And later on, this young man, Mr. Lacey, they say committed suicide. Imagine the pressure. If you've ever been under pressure, like the pressure can make you break. I've never been under that pressure. I've been under some pressure in my life. I'm under pressure right now in my life. But how you handle it, it's going to be different for everybody. Nobody can say what they will do in a situation until they be in that situation. We don't know what else was piling up in his life or things that was hurting him in his life. And this just sent him over the edge. He probably felt as a young black man that they going to convict me of this. I ain't have nothing to do with it. They're going to convict me of this and I'm going to go to jail and I'm going to lose my career. My opportunity at my education, at least, to be on the television playing games. I'm going to lose all of that, and people are going to look at me strange and look at me like I'm a criminal. My whole life. Not everybody can deal with that. And so it cost him his life. And they're going to be the people, they're so giddy and they're so happy about it that they're going to say, oh, got another one. They don't really care. They don't care nothing about these young men simply because they're black. If he's black, he must have did something wrong. He must be a criminal. He had to have caused that accident. And they sat on the video evidence. This is what I don't understand. Why you didn't pull out that evidence before? It's so busy trying to prosecute somebody and trying to get somebody in trouble that they will withhold the evidence that says you didn't even do it. This is what I don't understand. How could you be that vindictive over a person's life? You never met this person in your life. You don't know nothing about this person. But you have decided that you're going to make them guilty and you're going to take their life from them. That's nasty. That's demonic. It's ugly, dirty. There are no good words for that. You a devil if you want to do something like that to somebody. You want to take somebody's freedom for something they didn't have nothing to do with, and you know you lying on them. And then when you have the evidence, you're not even going to share that with nobody. You know that what you're saying is not true, but you're going to continue on with it because it's your career. You've jumped out there and said certain things about him. All these people that wrote stuff about him and accusing him of a crime that he didn't have nothing to do with. This is what we're talking about. We talk about privilege. We talk about, racism. The hallmarks of those things is having the power to kind of back it up or control the situation. Whatever lie you want to tell, you can back that situation up and you can just make it work when you know it's not the truth. So this is egregious. This is crazy. I hope the parents sue the brakes off that police officer and everybody else who was involved. Because why should they have lost their family member? This is somebody's son. I don't know if he had a child yet or whatever, but he could have been someone's father, someone's brother, someone's uncle, maybe somebody's cousin. This is crazy that this would even be allowed to happen in the United States of America. This is just absolutely outrageous. Let's move on real quick here. We're going to get off of that real quick and we're going to talk about this thing in Chicago a little bit. I'm going to just put it up on the screen because I probably would have lost my mind. What are we doing in the United States of America? What are we really doing? In what world does this make sense at all? That child can't be more than 2 years old. If it even made 2 years old, if this child's even 2 years old, how is this even possible? Why would you put that in the world of a child that young? What kind of horrible person do you have to be? If that was your child, would you want that done to your child? This is crazy. This is inhumane. Like this woman said, you believe in this, you are a horrible, rotten, inhumane creep. Those words are not even strong enough to say what you are. What could this child have possibly done? You can't say, oh, well, we just don't want the child running around, or whether while we handcuff his mother or his father or something. Or we got his brothers and sisters out there naked. Look at that. What do you think that does to a child's mind? Every time he sees a police officer, what is he going to think? And you wonder why so many of us don't like police. You wonder why so many of us don't care when something happens to them. Because they don't care what happens to us. This is the type of stuff they do. And if this is ICE, this is probably because they're not, we could say maybe they're not even trained really to deal with situations. So they're just dealing with it any kind of way that they can. Any way they think is funny. But when you go home and look at your kids, would you have wanted your child in that situation? Why would you do that to somebody else? It just don't make no sense to me. How you don't have that much humanity, you don't have a shred of humanity in your soul to make you say, yo, that's not cool. And he wasn't there by himself. So where are the other people, the other ICE agents or police officers or people of authority in that situation? Where are they at? Nobody said, yo, what is you doing? And backed them off that? Nobody? This is why the people eventually will rise up. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened yet, but this is why the people will eventually rise up. And there won't be no stopping them because we're being abused. We're being misused. We're being traumatized. We're being pushed to the breaking point. If we don't protect the children, who are we? What does that say about us? You, at some point in time, you got to protect the babies. This is crazy. I just couldn't even imagine if it was my child. Like, how would that make the mother feel, or how would that make the father feel seeing this happen and knowing they can't really do anything about it? That's crazy. All we're asking is for people not to do things like this. Why should we feel bad that we're asking people not to do things like this? I don't care that it's just it was a black child. It's a black child, yes. But I don't care if it's an Asian child. I don't care if that child is from Estonia. I don't care if that child is from Canada, Baltimore, Hawaii. I don't care where this child is from. You don't do that to no kid. You don't do that to no child. I'm getting fired that day because there ain't no way in the world they're going to have me do that to no child. You protect the little children. They're innocent. This child didn't do anything to have his hands behind his back. Y'all have lost your collective mind. And the people not going to just go for that. This is outrageous. Let me see if I can pull this other thing up here. That's not the one that I'm looking for. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull this other one up.
Seeing what happened in the Kyron Lacey case.
This Bad Bunny was, and I don't really follow sports ball, so I do know what the Super Bowl is. They're going to put ICE agents.
I'm gonna back it up so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Let's get over here and check out this situation here.
This Bad Bunny was, and I don't really follow sports ball, so I do know what the Super Bowl is. They're going to put ICE agents down on the field for the Super Bowl. This is great. These guys are going to get to enjoy the game.
Not only are they going to enjoy the game, hopefully the game is good, but Could you imagine if one of the people performing in the halftime show isn't illegal and they tackle him like somebody shrieking on the field? This is what I voted for. That is what I voted for. You know what else I voted for, Carl? I voted for this. My nice Trump 2028 sombrero. I voted for this too. You know why? Because we do jokes here on the cool side of the table with the cool kids, and we have a lot of fun. I want to see ICE agents tackling performers and bringing them off the field. Send them to Uganda with Kilmore Abrego.
But I want to see like Brian Urlacher style hits. And the only reason I know him is because we follow each other on Instagram. I want to see that kind of takedowns, and then they can take him off to Uzbekistan or wherever they want to put him. So I didn't know who this bad.
So, am I crazy, or is this just egregious? So, it's crazy because they try to say, oh, the 13% do all the crime. But this is what goes through their minds. This is what they think about. This is what makes them happy. This is what makes them smile. To say something this egregious and crazy about this immigrants at the Super Bowl. This is what makes them happy. This is what makes them tick. This is their culture. To inflict pain on other people. They get enjoyment from that. You can say that you don't, but we watching you do it. We watching you talk about it with glee. Look at her face. Put it back up there. Look at the smile on her face. This is funny to her. This is funny to her. Now, I kind of give the comedian a pass because comedians, they're supposed to touch subjects that are a little bit taboo. They're supposed to say things that are outrageous and wild. I'm not a comedian, but sometimes I get online and I'll be trolling people or whatever, and I'll say something that's outrageous and wild just to trigger them just a little bit. I'm not going to lie. This is something that I like to do sometimes. But if I'm a comedian, this is probably not going to be my joke because I realize the seriousness of the situation behind it. Right? It's like a certain line that you don't cross. It's got to be a certain way that it comes across that is offensive, but it's meant to be funny offensive. And I think maybe this guy, I'm not going to put that on this dude, this comedian or whatever. That's not what he was trying to do. I mean, he had the sombrero with the Trump whatever hat on top of it to make America great again, hat on top of it or whatever. I feel like, okay, great. You're making a joke about the situation or whatever. I get that. I can deal with that because you're a comedian, but the other ones, these are journalists and people who are supposed to be journalists, and they're people who are supposed to be informing the people, and they're taking glee from it in a different way. This is what they really believe. He wants Brian Urlacher style hits on people. Why do you need to inflict pain on people? Why does that bring you joy? Why does that bring you happiness to see other people in pain? This is what the problem is with the United States from its inception, before its inception. People who took glee from seeing other people in pain, from the indigenous people being destroyed for whatever reason they desired that. Then they desired to see black people enslaved. They all came out in droves to watch them burn and hang black people. This was entertainment for them. That was their entertainment. They took pictures. We got the pictures. We know it happened. This ain't hearsay. We got the pictures. And this is why one of the reasons why they want to take it out of the museums. They want to take slavery out of the museums. They want to take that part of the history out. And all of black history, they don't want you to know about black history because it shines a bad light on them. And if it looks like the history wasn't there, then all the stuff that they're doing now, it'll look like, in the future, it'll look like, oh, this is the first time they did it. So they didn't know any better. But in actuality, they knew better because they saw it before. They got pictures of it. They know what the history is. They know what it is, but they're choosing to go down this path again and inflicting as much pain on people as they possibly can because they feel inferior. They feel threatened by people that ain't do nothing to them. People ain't said nothing to them, ain't did nothing to them. Am I saying like they've never been a victim of a crime or somebody that's a minority or whatever? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is generally we don't care nothing about what you're doing in your life. You get up, you get in your car, you go to work, you do your work or whatever like that. You probably work around us or whatever like that. We don't care nothing about your business. We don't care about your family. We don't care what you got going on, where you went for your Christmas dinner. We don't care about none of that. We just want to get our paycheck and go home. That's the only time we really looking for you when you got some money for us. We're not looking for y'all. We're not trying to interfere with y'all life. If we become friends with you and we go watch the Super Bowl with you, with Bad Bunny or whoever else, then we decide we want to do that. There's no problem with that at all. So we're not looking for you to lie on you and see if we can get you involved in a situation that you didn't have nothing to do with. We're not trying to lie on you and put you in a situation and say, oh yeah, he caused an accident. Or he hung himself. Like this Trey Reed situation. Like we're not looking at y'all like that. We don't have any animosity in our heart towards you like that. But then when we see things like this child being handcuffed and stuff, we know that you don't mess with us. I'm trying to be good for YouTube. I won't say something else. But we know you don't mess with us. And so we keep our distance. We watch the situations that we're in. We're not really comfortable around you because it can turn into something else. We might want to hang out. You guys act like you our friend from when we was little kids. And that one time when it's advantageous for you, you might turn on us. We know this. And we know that we don't have the backing of the law. They gonna try to help you. They gonna try to help you lie on somebody. See this guy, he giving him the story. Oh, make sure you put that in there. He had to repeat it. Make sure you put that in there. Why? Because you're jealous of the man driving the car. Why did you pick this guy? Why did you even put his name in it? He wasn't even there. I can see if he was in a wreck, but he wasn't even in a wreck. Why'd you do that? We don't have that luxury. We don't have that luxury of calling the law and they just going to be on our side. Maybe if you're a woman against a black man, because then the target is still the black man. And it's just, they'll use the black woman just to get that black man. And they'll help her do it, even if she's lying. Now, I'm not saying that black women do this, but we've seen it. You know, it might be a breakup situation, it might be some other kind of situation or whatever. They'll call the police on you too. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it ain't. But they'll call the police on you too, knowing that that authority has a penchant for doing dirt to black men, or they might have the desire to do it. Not every police officer is going to be like that. But the odds are so good, they're going to call them. They don't call their brother. They don't call their uncle or their cousin. Because the authority is not there. The pain that they inflict doesn't come with their cousin or their uncle. Maybe they don't want to get their cousin or uncle in trouble, so they look like, oh, I'll call the police, and then that could really do something to you. I'm not saying it just happened to black men. I'm saying it's happened to men in general. Like, it's just these levels that we have in society that kind of dictate who's going to be the target. And when you male, you're going to have you got a target on your back already, because you get lied on and things could be said about you that was not true, and it could lead to your death. If you're a black male, now you got 2 strikes against you, because you're at the bottom to be trampled on by everyone. We go through this. And people say, oh, you got a victim mentality. And it's not a victim mentality. It's just recognizing where we are on the totem pole. It's just recognizing what our reality is. We got to make decisions on a daily basis and walk and move in a certain way so that we're not put into a situation that jeopardizes our freedom. So we're very aware. Because you can walk out of your house, get accused of something, and you're gone for 30 years. I had a situation like that when I was a kid. I got home from work, Rochester, New York. I lived on East Main Street. And I got home from work, was going over a couple streets over to go ahead and get my hair cut by my boy John. And I turn the corner, go down the street, and I feel like something's kind of moving behind me or whatever. I kind of look over, there's a car there. Kind of creeping. I'm like, whatever, maybe they're stopping at a house or something here. Maybe they're looking for somebody or whatever. I keep walking or whatever like that. I keep turning. I'm like, man, this car is kind of following me. Keep looking. So, I'm like, whatever. I'm just going to get my haircut. I keep walking. And all of a sudden, car stopped. Out jumped two police officers or whatever. Grabbed on me or whatever. Basically, come with us. Whoa, well, what did I do? What's going on? What happened? I'm in the back of a police car. They take me over by a street over there by East High School or whatever. Friday afternoon, there's a football game at the school. So everybody's getting out of the football game. There's crowds of people around there, the whole neighborhood or whatever, looking in the police car and seeing me in there. Then they pull me out the car and perp walk me in front of all them people, walk me down about 20 paces, turn around, walk me back, and put me in the car. So now you done put me out there in front of the whole neighborhood. All these people thinking I did something. And all I did was get off work and get ready to go get my hair cut. So then another police officer, he comes up to the door. I don't know what it was, but he shows up. And he was a white police officer, but I don't think it really would have made a difference. He pulls the door open of the police car. Whatever. I'm like, hey, what's going on? What happened? Shut up. Just telling me to be quiet and close my mouth and all this and being extremely aggressive. And all I did was ask why I'm in here. Because now, after they perp walked me, they cuffed me. So I got these hard-ass cuffs on my wrist, killing my wrist behind my back, and I'm sitting on that hard-ass seat in the back of the police car. And he's being extremely aggressive, getting in my face, knowing I'm handcuffed. All I'm asking is what happened. I wasn't even yelling at him. I wasn't raising my voice or whatever. I didn't do nothing. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. So it turns out some kids at the high school stole a Jeep from the high school. Stole these girls' Jeep. Some girl had a Jeep and her friends or whatever. I guess maybe she takes them to school or whatever. Some dude stole a Jeep. And so apparently, they took me downtown or whatever, and I'm sitting in this room, and it was like a glass in the room or whatever, but I couldn't see out, but maybe people could see in. And the guy eventually came in and was like, we got to let you go. And he's like, oh, the girls, basically they explained to me, the girls whose Jeep it was, I guess they were in the police station and they had walked them by the window to look at me, and they said, no, that's not the guy. And they let me go. So if it wasn't for those girls, I'd have been locked up. Would have lost my job. Would have had to explain this to my family. I would have had to walk around knowing I didn't do anything and feeling like the world is against me. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm saying all this and I'm telling you this story because as black men, this is what we go through. We're very aware that a situation can turn really quickly just by us being outside our home. We could just be outside and all of a sudden we're implicated in something that we didn't even do. And so we gotta watch the people that we around. We gotta be able to say, this person could turn on me in an instant. You just never know. So when I say, is it murder or is it suicide? I feel like if a person kills themselves because they were pushed into that corner and pushed to the breaking point, we're guilty as a society of murder. We put them in that position to want to hurt themselves, or they felt like there was no way out. And so that's the choice that they took. That's crazy. But the U.S. got to figure it out, because the U.S. is going to go down simply because people couldn't respect other people as individuals. Simply because they couldn't look at them and say, you know, this is a person. Maybe they got a mother, maybe they got a father, maybe they got children, maybe they got a wife or a husband. Maybe they got a future ahead of them. Maybe I shouldn't lie on them. This is crazy. We got to figure out what's going on, you know? How do we make that make sense? That's the question. All right, so I'm going to get off of this. I got other things to do today. I think I'm going to make me a song today. I feel like I need to record something, so maybe I'll make me a song today, maybe surrounding these issues. But it's your boy Derek. Make that make sense. Peace.
I'll be watching the circus, the whole world's stage. I read the script, but we not on the same page. I try to take my time when I'm out here speaking my mind, but I thoroughly believe some people need to be slapped from time to time.
I see the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? See the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on?
I got a question, y'all. What's the motivation? Everybody fighting, taking out their frustration. We used to think it came from a lack of information, but people using Google to see the latest altercation. My nerves benefit when I'm lost in meditation. It's hard for you to heal when the remedy is patience. They quick to pull the trigger if they off their medication, and it's radio silence, but you can't change the station. And people fed up, man, they robbing and they stealing. Don't even use a mask in front of cameras in the ceiling. That's retail theft, it's a cope, they not healing. It's painful to watch and make you wonder how they feeling. What the future is a mystery, man, I can't tell. They snitching on the homie before they even make bail. I ain't saying that they wrong, man, they trying to avoid jail, but the youth don't know the difference cause of the records they sell. And I don't like to think this generation is cooked, but something going on, that's the way that it look. Just a couple 100 years, that's the time that it took. If we survive and we alive, we should write us a book.
I see the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? See the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another wonder. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on?
We fight for access, they fighting us to slam the door. Immune to prosecution, killers, then they kill some more. Said our lives don't matter what you in these streets for. We killed ourselves so much we ended up not even sure. What you gonna teach the baby daddies in a prison cell? Or 6 feet in the dirt cause prosecutors made them tell. Make it so bad, he probably told on himself. They do that nowadays, incriminate theyself. Making videos, they investigate theyself. News said the boy's a rapper, he don't have no wealth. So now they talking free him, the chances is slim. It's a light at the end of the tunnel, but that shit's real dim. And what about these rappers that's addicted to lean? What they was promoting to the kids is promethazine. And these chicks only popping cause they mouth is crass. It don't matter if the lyrics and delivery trash. And these producers put them out cause they harder for cash. Y'all give them a pass cause they can shake their ass. What the hell going on? When we gon' get right? It's a lot going on, situation is tight.
I see the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? See the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another wonder. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on?
Things about to change. I got this